life.
Okay, good morning everyone. We will continue reading from Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. We are in Adikanda Part 1. Om Ajnana Timrandasya Gananjana Salakaya Chakshur Militanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurvabhishta Suparakam Guru Ganera Shisha Sambhushitam Chincha Samashtha Vedani Punam Shri Rupa Pantanagam Govinda Bidamujvalam Bharatanam Bhakti Amitam Sundaram Vande Vishwagaruncha Divya Bhagavat Premno Hibija Pradam Vancha Kalpa Turbhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha. So we are continuing in chapter 2. We are in text 136. So we're hearing about the great devotees, the associates of the Lord, how they came before the Lord. They appeared in the area, some in Navadip, some in other areas. They appeared in Navadip, and at this time there was so much atheistic and materialistic mentality in most everyone in the Navadip area, and the devotees were very sad because of this, because they were misunderstanding the scriptures and they were very much off course. And Advaitacharya was very determined, and he of course was praying to the Lord with Tulsi and praying for him to come, to descend, to set things straight, and to come and save everyone. Okay. Navadipe ache Jagannatha Mishravara Vasudeva Prayatenho Swadharme Tatpara. Sri Jagannath Mishra lived in Navadip. He was just like Vasudeva, and he was expert in following his prescribed duties. It also described just previously the appearance of Lord Nityananda, who appeared. Lord Nityananda, he appeared from the womb of Padmavati in the village of Ekachakra on the auspicious 13th day of the waxing moon in the month of Magh. The Lord, who is the original father of everyone, accepted Hadai Pandit, the king of the Brahmins, as his father. Lord Balaram is an ocean of mercy and the bestower of devotional service. He appeared as Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Invisible to humans, the demigods loudly chanted, Jai, Jai, and showered flowers. From that day on, the district of Radhadesh became filled with prosperity. In order to deliver the fallen souls, Nityananda Prabhu accepted the dress of a mendicant and traveled throughout the world. This is the description of Lord Ananta's appearance. Now please hear how Krishna made his appearance. Sri Jagannath Mishra lived in Navadip. He was just like Vasudeva, and he was expert in following his prescribed duties. Udara Charitra Tenho Brahmanyara Simha Hena Nahi Yaha Diha Kariba Upama. He was greatly magnanimous and the best of the Brahmins. Indeed, I can find no comparison to him. Ki Kashyapa Dasarat Vasudevananda Sarvamaya Tattva Jagannatha Mishra Chandra. All the good qualities of Kasyapa, Dasarat, Vasudeva, and Nanda Maharaj were found in the person of Jagannath Mishra. All personifications of pure goodness, like Kashyapa Muni, the father of Upendra, Dasarat, the father of Ramachandra, Vasudeva, the father of Vasudeva, and Nanda Maharaj, the father of Brajendra Nandana, Krishna, were all simultaneously manifested in the person of Jagannath Mishra. Tana Patni Shachi Nama Mahapativrata Murti Mati Vishnu Bhakti Se Jaganmata. His wife was the most chaste Sachi Devi, the universal mother and personification of devotional service to the Supreme Lord. Bahutara Kanyara Hoila Tirobhava Sabeyeka Putra Vishvarupa Mahabhaga. After all her daughters expired, the most fortunate Vishvarup appeared as her son. Before the Lord's advent, Mother Sachi gave birth to 8 daughters who all expired. Only Sri Vishwarup was present at the time of the Lord's birth. Vishwarupa Murtiyena Abhinamadana Deki Hari Shita Dui Brahmani Brahmana. Sri Vishwarup was as attractive as Cupid personified. His mother and father were jubilant on seeing him. Janma Haite Vishwarupera Hoila Virakti Shaishabe Sakala Shastrete Hoila Spurti. Vishwarup was detached from the time of his birth, and he realized the purport of the scriptures in his very childhood. From the time of his birth, Sri Vishwarup was detached from material enjoyment, which is unrelated with Krishna. In his childhood, he became expert in all scriptures. Vishnu Bhakti Shunya Hoila Sakala Samsara Pratama Kalite Hoila Bhavishva Achar Akara. As the entire world became devoid of devotion to Lord Vishnu, the future symptoms of Kali began to manifest in the beginning of the age. The sinful activities predicted for the age of Kali became prominent in the beginning of the age, and the whole world became devoid of the worship of Lord Vishnu. Dharma Tirobhava Hoila Prabhu Avatare Bhakta Sabha Dukapaya Junia Antare Tabe Mahaprabhu Gaurachandra Bhagavan Sachi Jagannatha Dehi Hoila Arishtan. Whenever there is a decline in the practice of religious principles, the Lord incarnates. Knowing that the devotees were in distress, Lord Gaurachandra Mahaprabhu appeared in the bodies of Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Devi. Jaya Jaya Dwani Hoila Ananta Vadane Swapna Praya Jagannatha Mishra Sachi Sune. As Sri Ananta loudly chanted, Jai, Jai, Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Devi heard this sound vibration as if it were a dream. As Sri Ananta loudly chanted, Jai, Jai, Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Devi heard this sound vibration as if it were a dream. Mahatejo Murtimanta Hoila Duijane Tatapiha Lakita Napare Anyajane. Both husband and wife manifested brilliant spiritual effulgence which common people could not perceive. Avatirna Hoibena Ishwara Janiya Brahma Shiva Adi Stuti Karena Ashiya. Knowing that the Supreme Lord would appear, personalities like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva came to offer prayers. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Karabhajana Muni, one of the 9 Yogendras, narrated to Nima Maharaj as follows. My dear Lord, you are the Mahapurusha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and I worship your lotus feet, which are the only eternal object of meditation. Those feet destroy the embarrassing conditions of material life and freely award the greatest desire of the soul, the attainment of pure love of Godhead. My dear Lord, your lotus feet are the shelter of all holy places and of all saintly authorities in the line of devotional service, and are honored by powerful demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. My Lord, you are so kind that you willingly protect all those who simply bow down to you with respect, and thus you mercifully relieve all the distress of your servants. In conclusion, my Lord, your lotus feet are actually the suitable boat for crossing over the ocean of birth and death, and therefore even Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva seek shelter at your lotus feet. O Mahapurusha, I worship your lotus feet. You gave up the association of the goddess of fortune and all her opulence, which is most difficult to renounce, and is hankered after by even the great demigods. Being the most faithful follower of the path of religion, you thus left for the forest in obedience to a Brahman's curse. He's talking about Lord Ramachandra here. Out of sheer mercifulness, you chased after the fallen conditioned souls who are always in pursuit of the false enjoyment of illusion, and at the same time engaged in searching out your own desired object, Lord Shyamasundara. I thought he was talking about Lord Ramachandra, but maybe in the second part, he's definitely talking about Mahaprabhu. Maybe he's talking about Mahaprabhu in the beginning as well. I do not know. Ati Mahaveda Gopya E Shakala Kata Ihate Sandeha Kichu Nahika Sarvata. All these topics are unknown through the Vedas. Of this there is no doubt. Bhakti Kare Brahmadi Devera Shunastuti Ye Gopya Śravaṇa Hoya Krishna Ratimati. Now please hear with devotion the prayers offered by the demigods headed by Brahma. By hearing these prayers, one's mind becomes attached to Krishna. If one hears the most confidential prayers offered to Sri Sundar by the demigods headed by Lord Brahma, one's attachment for Krishna will certainly increase. Okay, pay attention. If we listen to these prayers, our attachment to Krishna will increase. Jaya Jaya Mahaprabhu Janaka Sabara Jaya Jaya Sankirtana Hetu Avatara. All glories to Sriman Mahaprabhu, the father of all living entities. All glories to the Supreme Lord who is incarnated to inaugurate the Sankirtan movement. Jaya Jaya Veda Dharma Sadhu Viprapala Jaya Jaya Abhakta Damana Mahakala. All glories to the protector of Vedic principles, saintly persons, and Brahmins. All glories to the personification of time, which destroys the non-devotees. Okay, who's saying these prayers? Who's saying these prayers? Listen. If you're not doing anything else, come into the temple room and listen, please. These are prayers by the demigods. Prayers by the demigods, and what happens if we hear these prayers? Correct. Jaya Jaya Sarva Satya Maya Kalivara Jaya Jaya Icha Maya Maha Maheshwara. All glories to the Supreme Lord, who possesses a pure spiritual body. All glories to the fully independent Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ye tumi anantakoti brahmandera vasha, se tumi Sri Sachi garbhe karila prakasha. You are the shelter of innumerable universes, yet you have entered the womb of Mother Sachi Devi. Tomara yecha ke bujite tarapatra, shtiti pralaya tomara lila matra. Who can understand your supreme will? Creation, maintenance, and annihilation are simply part of your pastimes. So what are simply part of the Lord's pastimes?
The three different modes of his nature.
Ananya, what did you say? Creation, maintenance, and annihilation are simply part of your pastimes. Sakala samsara yanra ichaya samhare seki kamsaravana vadite vakyanare. For one who destroys the entire creation simply by his desire, can he not kill Ravan or Kamsa simply by giving an order? Tatapya dasarata vasudeva gare avatirna hoya vadila tasabara. Still, he appeared in the house of Dasarat and Vasudeva in order to kill them. The Lord is fully independent and able to destroy the entire universe. So simply by his will, demons like Kamsa and Ravana, who are averse to Lord Vishnu, can be killed by a gesture. Nevertheless, as part of his pastimes, he appeared in the home of Dasarat and sportingly killed Ravana, and he appeared in the home of Vasudeva and sportily killed Kamsa. So when he appeared in the home of Dasarat and killed Ravan, what was his name? Who's the incarnation of the Lord who killed Ravan? Yes. And who is the incarnation of the Lord? Well, who is the Lord who killed Kamsa? Krishna. Sri Krishna. Okay, good job. Eteke ke buje prabhu tomara karana apani sejani tumi apanaramana. Therefore, my Lord, who can understand the cause of your appearance other than yourself? Who's saying these prayers? Yes. So they're glorifying the Lord. Tomara ajnaya eka seva ke tomara ananta brahmanda pari karite udara. By your order, each of your servants can deliver innumerable universes. The Vaishnava poet Sri Devakinandana Das has sung Brahmanda Tarite Shakti Dare Jane Jane. Each and every one of the devotees of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can deliver the entire universe. Tatapiya tumi se apane avatari sarvadharma bhujao pritivi danyakari. Still, you incarnate yourself to teach religious principles to all and thus make the earth glorious. Satya yuge tumi prabhu subra varnadari tapodharma bhujihao apane tapakari. O my Lord, in Satya Yuga you have appeared with a white complexion to preach the principles of austerity by your personal example. Krishna Jina Danda Kamandalu Jatadari Dharma Shtapa Brahmachari Rupe Avatari. You wear a deerskin and carry a danda and a water pot, and you wear matted locks of hair. In this way, you incarnate as a brahmachari to re-establish the principles of religion. And this was in Satya Yuga. Treta Yuga Hoy Sundara Raktavarna Hai Yajna Purusha Bhujao Yajna Dharma. You appeared in Treta Yuga with a beautiful red complexion. Although you are the Lord of sacrifice, you set the example by engaging in the performance of sacrifice. Shruva hasta yajna apane kariya sabare lao yao yajna yajnika hoiya. You carry a sacrificial ladle and spoon in your hands and encourage everyone to perform sacrifice. So in each of the ages, there's a different process for the worship of the Lord. So in Satya Yuga, it's the principles of austerity, and then Treta Yuga, it's sacrifice. And then in Dwapara Yuga, Divya Mekha Shamavarna Hoya Sva Pare Dwapare Puja Dharma Bhujao Apane Gare Gare. In Dwapara Yuga, you appear with a transcendental blackish complexion that resembles a monsoon cloud. You preach the process of deity worship from house to house. So deity worship in Dwapara Yuga. So Sattva Yuga, what's the next one after Sattva Yuga? Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and then what comes after Dwapara Yuga? Kali Yuga. And what's the process for Kali Yuga? Jai. Harinam Sankirtan. Very good. Pita Vasa Srivatsadi Nija Chinhadari Pujakara Maharaja Rupe Avatari. You wear a yellow cloth and you are decorated with the mark of Srivatsa. As a great king, you personally demonstrate the process of deity worship. So, who is the one in Dwapara Yuga when he appeared? Who did he appear as in Dwapara Yuga?
What was that?
Transcendental blackish complexion that resembles a monsoon cloud, and he's wearing yellow cloth.
Lord Shri Krishna.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kali Yuge Vipra Rupe Dari Pita Varna Bujabari Veda Gopya Sankirtana Dharma. You appear in Kali Yuga as a Brahmana with a golden complexion to inaugurate the congregational chanting of the holy names, which is unknown through the Vedas. Vedic literature composed on the basis of material knowledge gathered through pratyaksha, direct understanding, and anumana, hypothetical understanding, is suitable for material enjoyment alone. Although one's constitutional duties in the form of chanting the glories of the Supreme Lord are not directly propagated by the Vedas, they are nevertheless exhibited in this world in the form of devotional service unto the Lord, who is adhoksaja, beyond material perception. Sad Dharma Praneta, the director of religious codes, Bhagavata Dharmajna, the knower of Vaishnava religious principles, and Veda Gopta, the protector of the Vedas. In other words, chanting the holy names of the Lord is a spiritual substance that is non-different from Lord Vishnu. The term Kali Yuga Avatar refers to Sri Chaitanya, whose complexion is golden, who is the spiritual master for the world, and who is the Brahman inaugurator of the Sankirtan movement. The prescribed service of the holy names and forms of the Lord is temple worship in Dwapara Yuga, sacrificial performance in Treta Yuga, and meditation in Satya Yuga. As a teacher, the Lord propagated the religious principles of all four yugas and thus acted as a spiritual master or acharya. The Lord also revealed that in Satya Yuga one should remain a brahmachari, in Treta Yuga one should remain a grihasta, in Dwapara Yuga one should remain a varnaprastha, and Kali Yuga one should remain a sannyasi.
Wow.
Kateka Vatomara Ananta Avatara Kara Shakti Ache Iha Shakya Karivara. Therefore, you are the source of innumerable incarnations. Who has the ability to enumerate all of them? So these prayers are continuing. These prayers of the demigods are continuing. Therefore, you are the source of innumerable incarnations. Who has the ability to enumerate all of them? Okay, the purport here. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated, in each of the four yugas or ages, Krita, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali, Lord Keshava appears with various complexions, names, and forms, and is thus worshipped by various practices. In Satya Yuga, the Lord is white and four-armed, has matted locks, and wears a garment of tree bark. He carries a black deerskin, a sacred thread, prayer beads, and a rod and a water pot of a brahmachari. People in Satya Yuga are peaceful, non-envious, friendly to every creature, and steady in all situations. They worship the Supreme Personality by austere meditation and by internal and external sense control. So these are the qualities of Satya Yuga. Also, we've heard in Satya Yuga that the lifespan was so much longer. So now our lifespans are considered to be, maybe 100 years. But in Satya Yuga, it might have been 100,000 years. And each yuga, the lifespan becomes shorter. In Satya Yuga, the Lord is glorified by the names Hamsa, Suparna, Vaikunta, Dharma, Yogeshwara, Amala, Ishvara, Purusha, Avyakta, and Paramatma. In Treta Yuga, the Lord appears with a red complexion. He has 4 arms, golden hair, and wears a triple belt representing initiation into each of the 3 Vedas. Embodying the knowledge of worship by sacrificial performance, which is contained in the Rig, Sama, and Yajur Vedas. His symbols are the ladle, spoon, and other implements of sacrifice. So like a fire sacrifice, they're using the ladle and the spoon for pouring the ghee on the fire. And there's other ingredients and instruments used in those fire sacrifices. In Treta Yuga, those members of human society who are fixed in religiosity and are sincerely interested in achieving the absolute truth worship Lord Hari, who contains within himself all the demigods. The Lord is worshipped by the rituals of sacrifice taught in the 3 Vedas. In Treta Yuga, the Lord is glorified by the names Vishnu, Yajna, Prishnigarbha, Sarvadeva, Urukrama, Rishakapi, Jayanta, and Urugaya. In Dwarpa Yuga, the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared with a dark blue complexion wearing yellow garments. The Lord's transcendental body is marked in this incarnation with Srivatsa and other distinctive ornaments, and he manifests his personal weapons. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and all confidential companions. Elsewhere in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, O Brahmins, the incarnations of the Lord are innumerable, like rivulets flowing from the inexhaustible sources of water. Matsya rupe tumi jale pralaya, vihara, kurma rupe tumi sarva jivera adara. In the form of Matsya, you enjoy in the waters of annihilation. In the form of Kurma, you are the shelter of all living entities. Hayagriva rupe kare vedera udara, adi daicha dui madhu, koitabe samhara. In the form of Hayagriva, you save the Vedas by killing the original demons, Madhu and Kaitaba. The Lagu Bhagavatamrita says, Lord Hayagriva appeared from the fire sacrifice performed by Brahma. After killing the demons Madhu and Kaitaba, he returned the Vedas. Shri Varaha Rupekara Pritiva Udara Narashinga Rupekara Hiranya Vidara. In the form of Varaha, you delivered the earth, and in the form of Nrsinga, you tore apart the demon Hiranyakashipu. Balira Chala Apurva Vamana Rupahai Parashurama Rupekara Ni Kshatriyamahi. In the wonderful form of Vamana, you deceived Bali Maharaj, and in the form of Parashuram, you rid the earth of Kshatriyas. Ramachandra Rupekara Ravana Samhara Haladhara Rupekara Ananta Vihara. In the form of Ramachandra, you killed Ravana, and in the form of Balaram, you performed innumerable pastimes. It is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 18th incarnation, the Lord appeared as King Rama. In order to perform some pleasing work for the demigods, he exhibited superhuman powers by controlling the Indian Ocean and then killing the atheist king Ravana, who was on the other side of the sea. Buddha rupe doi dharma karaha prakasha, kalki rupe karamlecha, ganera vinasha. In the form of Buddha, you exhibited compassion, and in the form of Kalki, you destroyed the Malechas. In the Srimad Bhagavatam says, then, in the beginning of Kali Yuga, the Lord will appear as Lord Buddha, the son of Anjana. in the province of Gaya, just for the purpose of deluding those who are envious of the faithful theist. Therefore, at the conjunction of the two yugas, the Lord of the creation will take his birth as the Kalki incarnation and become the son of Vishnu Yasha. At this time, the rulers of the earth will have degenerated into plunderers. So Kalki avatar is towards the end, what we hear is towards the end of Kali Yuga. Danvantari rupe kara amrita pradana, hamsa rupe brahmadira, kaha tattva jnana. In the form of Danvantari, you delivered nectar to the demigods, and in the form of Hamsa, you spoke on the absolute truth to Brahma and others. Sri Narada rupe vina, dari karagana, vyasa rupe kara nija tatvera vyakana. In the form of Narada, you carry a veena and sing your glories, and in the form of Vyas, you explain the truth about yourself. It is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the millennium of the Rishis, the personality of Godhead accepted the third empowered incarnation in the form of Devarshi Narada, who is a great sage among the demigods. He collected expositions of the Vedas which deal with devotional service and which inspire non-fruitive action. Again, from the Srimad Bhagavatam it is stated, thereafter, in the 17th incarnation of Godhead, Sri Vyasadeva appeared in the womb of Satyavati through Parashara Muni, and he divided the one Veda into several branches and sub-branches, seeing that the people in general were less intelligent. Sarva Lila Lavanya Vaidagdi Kari Sange Krishna Rupe Vihara Gokule Bahurange. In the form of Krishna, your unlimited enchanting Gokula pastimes include those of all other incarnations. E avatare Bhagavata Rupadari Kirtana Karibe Sarva Shakti Parachari. In this incarnation as a devotee, you will invest all your transcendental energies in the performance of kirtan. In your incarnation as Gauranga, you will propagate 5 forms of eternal service. Sankirtane Purna Hoibe Sakala Samsara Gare Gare Hoibe Prema Bhakti Parachara. The whole world will be filled with the sound of Sankirtan, and pure devotional service will be preached from house to house. The pastimes of Sri Gauranga are nicely described in the prayers of the demigods. The whole world will achieve complete happiness by proper glorification of Lord Krishna. Then, loving service to the Supreme Lord will be preached in every house. From this, we get an indication that the Lord wants each person to become adept at kirtan and preaching. Only those who worship Lord Hari are real acharyas and preachers of pure devotional service to the Lord. By artificially imitating the worship of Hari, no preaching is successful, because that is not proper behavior. Only those devotees who are well behaved, freed from bad association, and engaged in the devotional service of Lord Krishna are able to truly preach in every house. Ki kahiba pritivira ananta prakasha tuminricha karibe miliya sarvadasha. How can we describe the happiness that this earth planet will enjoy when you dance along with your servants? Ye tomara pada padma nichit jnanakare tansabara prabhave amangalakare. The mere presence of those who constantly meditate on your lotus feet vanquishes all inauspiciousness. The mere presence of those who constantly meditate on your lotus feet vanquishes all inauspiciousness. So I'm going to stop there. Jai Srila Gurudev. Jai Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai. Today is the divine disappearance of Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj, Tirabhav Mahamahotsav Ki Jai. And we'll continue reading. Haride Prabhu, do you want to read? He's going to continue reading from Divine Guidance. I believe you're starting a new chapter?
Yes.
He's starting chapter 6, Sweet Service, Service, Service. Dandavat.
Could you please help me adjusting? Thank you. Adjusting the cameras. Service. Jai. Good morning, dear devotees. Good morning, Viva Krishna Prabhu, Bhakti Boni Didi. Today is really a beautiful day outside. It's not completely blue, but almost. All right. Jai Divine Guidance, Ki Jai by His Divine Grace, Swami Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaja, Ki Jai. Yesterday we were reading something very sweet and also very far away. We were reading, Srila Govinda Maharaj was quoting this verse from the Brahma Samhita, where Brahma describes Goloka Vrindavan. Chintamani prarakara sadmasu kalpavriksha lakshavertu susuravira pivalat yantam Lakshmi sahasra shata sambat Brahma sevyamanam Govinda mari purusham tam aham bhajani. Surrounded by millions of wish-fulfilling trees, in abodes made of multitudes of wish-yielding gems, he who tends the ever-yielding cows, and who is perpetually served with great affection by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis, the primeval Lord, Govinda, do I worship. And there's another verse as well, which is pretty long, but I'm going to try to read it as well because it's so foreign to this world. Shriya Kandaha Parama Purusha Kalpataravo Drumavu Mish Chintamani Ganamayi Toyama Mirtam Kathaganam Natyam Gamanam Apivam Shri Priyashaki Chiranandam Jyoti Parama Pitarashvaryam Apicha Sayatra Shirabdi Sravati Suravishyascha Sumahan Nimeshadrakyo Vavrajati nahi jatrapi samayaha Bhajes vethat bipam tamaja aham ihagolokam iti jam Vidantaste sandha shiti virala charat katipaye. This is a verse from the Śravaṇa Samhita, and it says the following thing. That place where the divine goddesses of fortune are the beloved, and Krishna, the supreme male, is the only lover. All the trees are divine wish-fulfilling trees. The soul is made of transcendental gems, and the water is nectar. Where every word is a song, every movement is dancing. The flute is the dearmost companion. Sunlight and moonlight are divine ecstasy. On all that be is divine. and enjoyable, where a great ocean of milk eternally flows from the udders of billions of Surabhi cows, and the divine time is eternally present, never suffering the estrangement of past and future, for even a split second. That supreme transcendental abode of Svetadvip I adore. Practically, no one in this world knows that place for only a few pure devotees. Practically, no one in this world knows that place, but for only a few pure devotees, and they know it as Goloka. That is what the chapter, The Land of the Spiritual Gems, which was the last chapter that we read yesterday, was describing. And if we try to remember the past chapters, if we do a quick recap about everything that we have been reading, firstly, thinking about Goloka, Vrindavan, Mathura, Govardhan, Radhakunda, trying to conceive the pastimes of the gopis with Srimati Radharani, with our mundane bodies, is just a waste of energy. It's not going to take us anywhere. Just because we're trying to conceive something eternal from a false and temporary position. That is instruction Srila Govinda Maharaj is giving us in this book. And as fallen souls, as conditioned jivas within a material body, the only hope is to serve and follow the instructions of our Guru. As simple as that, Govinda Maharaj said. Just to follow the instructions of our Guru. And when chanting the holy names, Srila Guru Maharaj explained that the best thing we can do is not to try to think about the Vaishnavas or the deity or anything like that. Srila Guru Maharaj explained, just pray to the Sri Nama Prabhu, to the holy names, so that they can be revealed to us. And try to not make offenses. So, Srila Govinda Maharaj is inviting us to have a very humble position. And also, he was, in 2 chapters before, he was giving us the analogy that we're in a war. We're in this spiritual path. We're in the mission of Mahaprabhu. And we're in a war against misconception. This is a war against Maya, against misconception. That is how Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur described it. This is a war against Maya. And like in any war, there's a lot of loss, suffering, obstacles. But we must remain together and strong. Because pure devotees, pure souls, they have already broken the doors of the jail of this mundane world, and now a lot of souls are running to Vaikuntha. They are running to devotion. So we must remain strong. And what better with the guidance of Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Raksa Srila Dev Goswami Maharaj, and with the association of all the Vaishnavas. That being said, let's begin this chapter, which is our only concern, our only hope. Sweet service, service, service. Devotee, I noticed that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada were engaged in defeating the Brahmans by showing that Vaishnavas are above Brahmans. In the meetings, that stalwart Brahmans accepted defeat, but afterwards they all forgot. Is this because it is a hidden treasure and can only be received from the self-realized soul? If it is not the case, then after being defeated, they will surely remember that Vaishnavas are above mere Brahmanism and they will follow that. Srila Govinda Maharaj. Yes, also it is true that so many saw the Vishvarupa of Krishna, Karna, Duryodhana, Dushana. They all saw the Vishvarupa of Krishna, and they were stunned. They were surprised at what they saw, but they thought it to be magic, the magic of Krishna. Dhritarashtra also very eagerly wanted to see that. In Mahabharata he said, "Oh Krishna, everyone is seeing your Vishvarupa, but I cannot see because I have no eyes. Please give me eyes for 5 or 10 seconds because I want to see that." I don't remember what Vishvarupa means. Maybe Divya Shakti Didi, Bimal Krishna Prabhu, Bhakti Boni could remind us what Vishvarupa means. I think I already read this in this book. Give me a moment. Oh no, what we read was Vipralamba. And Vipralamba means the intense feeling of separation from Krishna. But Vishvarupa, I do not remember. If you do, please leave a comment so that we can all remember what is the approximation of Vishvarupa. Okay, so the devotee was asking a question, so Srila Govinda Maharaj, speaking how Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada were engaged in defeating the Brahmans by showing that Vaishnavas are both Brahmans. And some Brahmans will accept the defeat, but after that they will forget. And the devotee said, and the devotee is asking, is this because it is a hidden treasure and can only be received from the self-realized soul? If it's not the case, then after being defeated, they will surely remember that Vaishnavas are both mere Brahmanism, and they will follow that. So Srila Govinda Maharaj is answering to this. Yes, also it is true that so many saw the Vishvarupa of Krishna, Karna, Duryodhana, Dushasana. They all saw the Vishvarupa of Krishna, and they were stunned. They were surprised at what they saw, but they thought it to be magic, the magic of Krishna. Dhritarashtra also very eagerly wanted to see that. In Mahabharata he said, "Oh Krishna, everyone is seeing your Vishvarupa, but I cannot see because I have no eyes. Please give me eyes for 5 or 10 seconds because I want to see that." Vishvarupa. Oh, we're seeing now that Bhakti Boni was writing a lot interesting stuff in YouTube. Well, thank you, Didi, for providing this information. Next time we will be more attentive on the YouTube chat too. All right. Vishvarupa, universal form. Thank you, Vimal Krishna Prabhu. Okay, so Govinda Maharaj is telling the devotee why will Brahmans will accept their defeat in the subject of the matter that Vaishnavism is above Brahmanism, but after a little while they will forget that. And the devotee is asking, is this because it is a hidden treasure and can only be received from the self-realized soul? And if that's not the case, then after being defeated, they will surely remember that Vaishnavas are above mere Brahmanism and they will follow that. So Srila Govinda Maharaj says, yes, also it is true that so many saw the Vishvarupa of Krishna, the universal form of Krishna, Karna, Duryodhana, Dushasana. They all saw the universal form of Krishna, and they were stunned. They were surprised at what they saw, but they thought it to be magic, the magic of Krishna. Dhritarashtra also very eagerly wanted to see that. In Mahabharata he said, "Oh Krishna, everyone is seeing your Vishvarupa, your universal form, but I cannot see because I have no eyes. Please give me eyes for 5 or 10 seconds because I want to see that. Thank you, Vima Krishna Prabhu. Krishna replied, "It is not necessary for me to give you eyes. If I say, you shall see." Then Dhritarashtra saw the wonderful universal form of Krishna. Then he bowed down to Krishna. But afterwards, he forgot everything. A devotee recently wrote to me with an important question. He asked, "What is the position of Gurudev?" We see in the scripture, Sakshat Daridvena Samastra Shastrair. Gurudev is none different from Krishna. But elsewhere, the scriptures give Acharyam mam bijaninyam navamanteya karhichit. Krishna says, "I am Guru. I reveal myself in the form of Guru." And in another place we see that the position of Gurudev is given as Sakshat Baladeva, none different from Baladev. Gurudev is none different from Nityananda Prabhu, and Nityananda Prabhu is none different from Baladeva. The devotee worships his Gurudev as Baladev, as Nityananda Prabhu. In yet another place, the scriptures say that Gurudev is Srimati Radharani. We can note too that Baladev has a form as Manjari, a Manga Manjari. So what is truth? And how to harmonize it? This was the question posed by that devotee. It is necessary to harmonize everything. Then we can understand what is what. First, it is necessary to see what is the position of Krishna. And what is the position of Krishna? He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the first position. When we try to realize the position of Gurudev, at first we shall see the main glow, that everything emanates from him. And he, from whom everything emanates, is Krishna. But Krishna is not alone. He is Svashakti Shaktiman. Krishna is with his power. When Krishna and his power come to play, his form is Radha Krishna. It is not that this is happening just for some time, but it is eternal. It is not that yesterday this happened, but the previous day was Krishna alone. No, everything is eternal and transcendental, so everything is living within consciousness. And that consciousness is Krishna consciousness. And Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the first thing we are to consider. So what is the first thing we are to consider? First, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And when we try to realize the position of Gurudev, first we need to see the main glow, that everything emanates from him, and he from whom everything emanates is Krishna. But Krishna is not alone. Krishna, Jai Mahaprabhu. Krishna is not alone. Krishna is with his power. When Krishna and his power come to play, his form is Radha Krishna. It is not that this is happening just for some time, but it is eternal. It is not that yesterday this happened, but that previous day Krishna was alone. No. Everything is eternal and transcendental, so everything is living within consciousness. And that consciousness is Krishna consciousness. And Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the first thing we are to consider. These are very beautiful words by Srila Govinda Maharaja, and it makes me remember to all the programs that we have here at Sri Chaitanya SCSMission, where Sudarshan Prabhu and Raikishori Didi, Shrileka Didi, they try to describe Krishna consciousness in their own authentic and unique way. And it's exactly what Govinda Maharaj is saying here. The relationship and interaction between Krishna and his devotees is what is perpetuating all reality. that interaction and reciprocation of pure love and sacrifice is what is creating all of this. And we have been reading this in the Bhagavad Gita every Wednesday. So, very mysterious. I don't want to keep talking about this because of course I'm not qualified, but it just makes me remember what Sudarshan Prabhu describes, Rakishori Didi, Srimati Shileka Didi, and it has to do with this. Very, very beautiful. Govinda Maharaj continues. Also in another place we see Yadyapi Asraya Nitya Chit Chakti Vilasha. Nobody can create his pastimes, and Krishna also does not create them. His pastimes are eternal, therefore nobody created them. The Supreme Personality with his power is eternal, and that power is sometimes attached with Krishna and sometimes detached. When detached, still there is full power with Krishna. Well, let's read this one more time. The Supreme Personality with his power is eternal. That play of Krishna and his power, Krishna and his devotee is eternal. And that power is sometimes attached with Krishna and sometimes detached. When detached, still there is full power with Krishna. Devotee. That last sentence is very difficult to understand. Srila Govinda Maharaj explains, there is power and there is the powerful. If you detached power from the powerful, is there still power with the powerful? Govinda Maharaj is asking you guys a question. There is power and there is the powerful. If you detach power from the powerful, is there still power with the powerful? What do you guys think? If you detach power from the powerful, is there still power with the powerful?
No.
Damodar Prabhu, what do you say? You don't know? Okay, so no, yes, and I don't know. The devotee here in the book says yes. And Srila Govinda Maharaj says, with the powerful, there is full power, even though power may be detached from the powerful. And that is called achintya, incomprehensible. So who said yes here? Braja Didi? Oh, Lila Moidi, okay. So yeah, good guess. With the powerful there is full power. Even though power may be detached from the powerful, and that is called achintya, incomprehensible. The devotee keeps talking to Govinda Maharaj. Do amsha expansions, such as Vaibhava Vilasa, also follow this principle, in that he expands into other forms, but without himself becoming diminished? I'm going to read this question of this devotee again because I didn't quite understand. Do amsha expansions, such as Vaibhava Vilas, also follow this principle in that he expands into other forms but without himself becoming diminished? Srila Govinda Maharaj says, yes. An example is given by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. If from one candle another candle is lit, I guess that means like it's been lighted up, right?
When a candle's being lit?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's being...
Okay, so Govinda Maharaj says, yes, an example is given by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. If from one candle another candle is lit, that second candle is full with its power, but without any loss from the original candle. Radha Krishna Eka Atma Dui Dehadari Anyonye Bilase Rasa Asbadanakari Seidue Kek Eve Chaitanya Goshani Rasa Ashvarite Donhe Haila Ekatani. This is a verse from the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Arya Lila. Radha and Krishna, the power and the powerful, are inseparable. But when they want to play, they can exert themselves separately. So if they want to play, they detach from each other, basically. Well, I don't know. He is full with power, and his power is also full with power. This is the point. When Krishna wants to have pastimes, the first manifestation of his energy is Baladeva, Mool Sankarshana. He comes out from Krishna, Pravava Vilasha. From Radharani automatically comes Yogamaya. Yogamaya and Mool Sankarshana come out at the same time. Yogamaya takes charge of the playing ground, like the referee. She makes the rules and regulations, etc., in a way which will please Krishna. And by her will, everything immediately manifests accordingly. When Krishna wishes to play, immediately everything is manifest and managed by Yogamaya. Valadeva takes the charge of all administration, and he delegates charge to Yogamaya. From the powerful comes Sankarshana, and from Radharani comes Yogamaya. So how was that? Difficult to understand and conceive, right? So I didn't understand, but I'm going to read it again because it's like very, very interesting. Srila Govinda Maharaja is giving his purport on this verse of the Chaitanya Charitamrita that we just read. Radha and Krishna, the power and the powerful, are inseparable, but when they want to play, they can exert themselves separately. He's full with power, and his power, is also full with power. This is the point. When Krishna wants to have pastimes, the first manifestation of his energy is Baladeva, Mool Sankarshana. So Baladeva and Mool Sankarshana are similar, or the same maybe. He comes out from Krishna, Pravava Vilas. And now, from Radharani, automatically comes Yogamaya. Yogamaya and Mool Sankarshana come out at the same time. So when Krishna and Radha wants to play, they do it separately.
And they come in like different incarnations.
Yeah, and they expand. So from Krishna, his first manifestation is Valadev, Mool Sankarshana. And that is called Prabhava Vilasha. And from Radharani, automatically comes the expansion of Yogamaya. So though Baladev and Yogamaya come out at the same time, when Krishna and Radha want to play separately. Now, Yogamaya takes charge of the playing ground, like the referee. She makes the rules and regulations, etc., in a way which will please Krishna. And by her will, everything immediately manifests accordingly. Now, when Krishna wishes to play, immediately everything is manifest and managed by Yogamaya. Valadeva takes the charge of all administration, and he delegates charge to Yogamaya. From the powerful comes Sankarshana, and from Radharani comes Yogamaya. Devotee. Sankarshana is one of the names of Balaram. Srila Govinda Maharaj. Yes, Mool Sankarshana, the original Sankarshana. Devotee. And afterwards, so many other Sankarshanas are... I'm sorry, I'm going to read the devotee's question again. Devotee. And afterwards, so many other Sankarshanas are manifested? Srila Govinda Maharaj. Yes, the Chaturvyuha. There are many expansions of Krishna and many expansions of Radharani, Prabhava Vilasa, Vaibhava Vilasha, etc. But in the higher plane are playing Radha, Krishna, Sankarshana, and Yogamaya. These four participate there. Devotee. The Chaturvyuha are not in Goloka Vrindavan? Srila Govinda Maharaj. No, they are in Vaikunta. When Goloka Vrindavan comes down to this mundane world and shows its flame, those pastimes can be rebuilt in Vaikunta or anywhere. They have such power and everything is full, Purna. In the Vedas it is written, Om Purnamadha Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Mudhyachate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Krishna is full and Radharani is full. When the power comes out of the powerful, I'm sorry, I misread this again. Krishna is full and Radharani is full. When the power comes out from the powerful, that power is also full. The play of that plane progresses with a continual cycle of thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. It would be so cool to have Srimati Srileka Didi here, so she could, so she could give us more understanding on all this lila between Krishna and Srimati Radharani. But maybe this is too high. And as we were reading, like we don't want to go over these like high things.
And give our own like take on it.
What was that?
I said and give our own like take and commentary on it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so interesting that our mind wants to give our own take and commentary,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not of our business.
Maybe it's such an unqualified state.
Yeah.
That's the mercy of the Lord, though.
Yeah, that we even have to conceive about all this is
Mhm.
like, it's interesting. So let's just not worry about if we understand this or not. Let's just keep reading. So devotee, even there, Srila Guru Maharaj said that all problems start from above. Srila Govinda Maharaj. But nothing there is bad or wrong. All, whether they are possessors of power itself, they worship from the satisfaction of the supreme power and powerful, Radha Krishna. We are trying to satisfy the powerful. And in the extreme position, we can see that Radharani holds the highest position of power in trying to satisfy Krishna. Devotee, is this why even Nityananda Prabhu wants to expand himself as Manjari? Ananga Manjari? He comes from the power, but he wants to give service to the powerful. Srila Govinda Maharaj. Yes, Nityananda Prabhu himself enjoys Madhura Rasa as Mool Shankarshana, Balaram. But he enjoys for the satisfaction of Krishna. Bhiman Krishna Prabhu says, Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam is in Sri Ishopanishad. Oh, thank you, Prabhu. In the Sri Ishopanishad. Because if we want to go a little bit further into that, it's in the Sri Ishopanishad, what we previously read. Sri Ishopanishad, Bimal Prabhu says. Okay. Devotee asks, is Balaram's rasa dance of a different mood than Krishna rasa dance? Srila Govinda Maharaj says, yes, Krishna is living in Balaram's heart. When Balaram engages in Rasa Lila, Krishna Rasa Lila is playing with him, is playing with him. Another example is that a person may become aged. Oh, it's pretty late actually. So I'm going to stop here. Page 98, chapter 6, Sweet Service, Service, Service. And we already know that Srila Govinda Maharaj in this book, Divine Guidance, he starts speaking about very high things. And that may confuse us, but at the end of each chapter, he gives us a lot of hope and explaining it to us in a very practical and simple way. So we're very excited to continue reading this tomorrow. Jai, Divine Guidance ki Jai, His Divine Grace, Swami Bhakti Sundar Govinda Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Gurudev. Jai Mahaprabhu.
Do you sing Hari Hari?
Yeah, we're gonna sing Hari Hari. You wanna sing with us?
Sure.
found it?
66.
Yeah. Wanna read?
Sure. Hare Haraya Nama Krishnaya Davaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Krishnaya Namaha. Govinda
Jai.
Jai Vishpala Shri Bhakti Sundar Govinda Goswami Maharaja ki Jai. Jai Vishpala pranams of the Jai Sri Bhakti Shri Goswami Maharaja ki Jai. Shri Bhakti ki Jai. Shri Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Jai Vishpala pranams of Shri Bhakti Maharaja ki Jai. This disappearance. Shri Bhakti Maharaja ki Jai. Tulsi Devi ki Jai, Samaya Vaishnava Mandala ki Jai, Samaya Bhakti ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Jai Govinda.
Hari Bol. Thank you all for being here, listening the readings of Sri Chaitanya SCSMission, Vimal Krishna Prabhu, Bhakti Bonividi, was, or Dandavat to you all, dear devotees. I hope you have a glorious day, beautiful day. Mega and Mikulo as well, Dandavat. Have an amazing day. Hari Bol.